Is the era of uncertainty finally over in Indianapolis, or are we witnessing the beginning of a total roster collapse that could haunt this franchise for a decade? Welcome back to the channel, where today we are diving into a situation so volatile, so high stakes, that every single Colts fan needs to pay attention right now. We are looking at a 2025 season that has been a literal roller coaster of emotions, and as we approach the final week against the Houston Texans, the front office is staring down a massive cliff. The goal of the playoffs? Dashed. The dream of a stable franchise? Currently hanging by a thread. But why is this happening? It all comes down to three names that have defined the highs and lows of this campaign: Daniel Jones, Alec Pierce, and Braden Smith. These aren't just players, they are the pillars of the organization, and according to top analysts like Austin Gale from The Ringer, all three are among the top 40 available free agents for the 2026 cycle. This is a nightmare scenario for a team that has already gambled away its future assets. Think about the context here. The Colts made one of the most aggressive moves in recent memory by trading their 2026 and 2027 first-round picks to land the superstar cornerback Sauce Gardner. While Gardner is a generational talent, that trade left the cupboard bare. There are no easy fixes in the draft. There are no safety nets. If the Colts lose their key free agents now, they don't have the draft capital to replace them with elite talent. This brings us to the biggest enigma in the building: Daniel Jones. When Jones arrived in Indy, he was viewed as a reclamation project. After years of being the scapegoat for the New York Giants' failures, he came to Indianapolis to battle the young phenom Anthony Richardson for the starting job. Nobody expected him to not only win the gig, but to actually look like a franchise quarterback under Shane Steichen's guidance. Jones was finally showing the world why he was a top 6 pick. He was logging career-best numbers, moving the chains with his legs, and providing a level of consistency the city hasn't seen since Phillip Rivers donned the horseshoe. He threw for over 3,100 yards and accounted for 24 total touchdowns before disaster struck. Week 14 against the Jaguars will be remembered as a dark day: the Achilles injury. Just as the Colts were finding their rhythm, their leader went down. Now the questions are swirling. Is Daniel Jones a one-year wonder? Can he ever return to form after such a devastating lower body injury? The stakes couldn't be higher, because quite frankly, the Colts are backed into a corner. With Richardson still an unknown quantity and the upcoming free agent market looking bone dry, the leverage shifted in a way nobody expected. If the Colts don't pay Jones, who is going to throw the ball in 2026? Malik Willis? It is a terrifying prospect for a fan base that has been searching for stability since Andrew Luck walked away in that shocking preseason retirement. We have to look at the numbers. SpotTrack has his market value at a staggering $44 million annually. In what world does a team pay that for a quarterback coming off an Achilles tear? But in what world does a team let their only consistent starter walk when they have no draft picks to replace him? This is the ultimate NFL catch-22, and it is just the tip of the iceberg for what is happening in the Colts locker room today.
As we dig deeper into this roster crisis, the Daniel Jones situation is only half the battle. Let's talk about a man who has become a literal cheat code on the field: Alec Pierce. If you haven't been paying attention to Pierce's 2025 campaign, you are missing one of the most efficient wide receiver seasons in modern NFL history. For 2 years straight, Pierce has led the entire league in yards per catch. Last year, it was an insane 22.3 yards. This year, he's still pacing the league at over 20 yards every time he touches the ball. He isn't just a deep threat anymore. He has evolved into a versatile weapon that Shane Steichen uses to stretch defenses to their breaking point. Through 14 games, he's already set career highs in catches and yards. The chemistry he developed with Jones was palpable. But here's the problem: greatness costs money. While he might not be the high-volume target that Michael Pittman Jr. is, his impact is arguably higher because of how he dictates defensive coverages. If the Colts let Pierce walk, they aren't just losing a receiver, they are losing the vertical dimension of their entire offense. My prediction: the Colts are going to have to open the checkbook. We are looking at a projected 4-year, $76 million deal. That is $19 million a year for a guy who was once considered a bubble player. It's a massive jump, but in today's NFL, you pay for the explosive plays. However, while Pierce represents the hope of the future, our third free agent represents a heartbreaking reality: Braden Smith. Smith has been a warrior for this team since 2018, drafted alongside the legendary Quentin Nelson. He has 105 starts. He has battled through injuries and, most impressively, battled back from mental health struggles in 2024 to have a stellar 2025. He is the definition of Colts grit. But the NFL is a cold, hard business. Smith is currently on injured reserve with a concussion, missing crucial games at the end of the season. Meanwhile, the rookie Jalen Travis has stepped in and played solid, cheap football. When you have a massive quarterback contract looming and a star receiver to pay, the aging, injury-prone tackle is usually the first one out the door. It looks like the end of the road for number 72 in Indianapolis. This is where the tactical analysis gets grim. If you lose Smith, you're gambling on a rookie to protect a quarterback coming off an Achilles injury. If you don't pay Jones, you're starting over with no first-round picks. General Manager Chris Ballard and Coach Steichen are playing a high-stakes game of poker with the franchise's future. The most likely outcome? A team-friendly deal for Jones, maybe 2 years at $60 million. It protects the team if he can't recover, but gives him the bank he deserves for his 2025 performance. For Pierce, they have to lock him down long-term. And for Smith, it's a sad goodbye as he tests the open market. This offseason will define the Steichen era. If they nail these contracts, they stay competitive in the AFC South. If they fail, it's back to the bottom of the standings with no draft picks to save them. What do you think, Colts fans? Is Daniel Jones worth $30 million a year after that injury? Should we let Braden Smith walk to save cap space? Drop your comments below because the front office needs to hear your voice. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for the most urgent Colts updates all offseason long. We are just getting started, and you won't want to miss what happens next in Indy.